here. Today we're going to do a fall wreath. So I saw this when I was at Hobby Lobby. Isn't that cute? And I thought it would be fun to do something with this. So I got this mesh. They had all their mesh on sale. It was like 40% off. And this has kind of like a dark brown black with this metallic orange in it. So I think that's going to be really cute. Then I have, of course, all kinds of little ribbons. Little cute little ribbons. And I even have a splash of the blue that is in this sign. We're also going to be using some of the Deco mesh tubing. So I thought that would be fun. And probably a little bit of raffia, just to give it a little bit of interest. So we're going to be using the poof method today. And I am going to use a work wreath. So this is the 15-inch. Now, if you get these, they might say 15 to 24, and all that really means is that when you get everything on here, it should be around 24 inches. So, I will move the camera and we'll get started. So this is a pretty large sign, and it's pretty much going to take up the entire center, which is fine. So this is definitely going to be the focal part of the entire wreath. But one good thing is we'll get to see how to put those signs on, and we have lots of cute ribbon, so we'll be using that. So I'll just move all this out of the way. Alright, so what we're going to do is we'll get started. See, isn't this a pretty color? I really like this. You see how sparkly that is? I like sparkle. So, I'm going to start by using my zip tie, and the first thing I want to do is, of course, cut off my tag, and I'm going to go around and see if there's anything sharp that would scratch a door. No, I mean, this up here isn't really that important. This is not going to be against the door, but you don't want to scratch yourself either. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is pull all these ties out. Just so I can get started. So I'm going to start on the inner layer. This is the inner layer. This is the outer layer. Okay. And what I will do is I will take my mesh and I will go to the end and pinch it all the way across like that. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to take my, where did I put my zip tie? Well, I'll just get another one out. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'll take my zip tie and I will go right next to, I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to start on this one. And the reason I'm going to start on this one is because when I get back to this, I want to put it down here. And I really want to find one where the ties are pretty much in the same place. And I like these crossbars. So I'm kind of going to go upside down and tie this on. And the reason I do that, and I do it just beyond the tie, just before the tie, I mean. And the reason I do that is because it will, of course, cover this. Like that. Okay. Now, generally, when I make these, I'm not really a big measurer. So if you want to measure, that's fine. But I will tell you that I generally go 1, 2, 3, like that. So that is about, oh, around a 10-inch poof. So I'll just go down, give it one good tie, kind of spread it out a little bit, and then go again. 1, 2, 3. That just works well for me. So you can do it however you feel comfortable, because you know you don't have to be perfect. 2, 3. Like that. And I just keep going around doing the same thing. Move my table closer. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There we go. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. So I just keep doing this same thing all the way around. Okay. There we go. So we're just about back at the beginning. Like there. So see, this is where we started. So we'll be stopping at this tie right here. There. And then I'll show you what I do to go down to the next level. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so when I get to this point, I want to go from the inner layer to the outer layer. And the reason I like to go to one that is right near another tie is I like to pull this down, use my zip tie, and I will tie this down just so it's not going to move. And it just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to cut. Or do anything. There we go. And when you come back and use this tie, it'll cover up where we started. Okay, so I'm going to spread all these ties out, just so I don't have to do it while I'm going. There we go. So now, I will do the same thing on the bottom. And I'll tell you, it doesn't matter which direction you work in. I'm working in this direction just because I think it makes it a little easier for you to see what I'm doing. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we're back to where we started. See, now this is really pretty. It's nice and full, but you can kind of see through to the base. So there's a bunch of options that you can use when you get to this point. Now your ribbon is going to cover, you know, a certain amount of it. You can get the 10-inch mesh, and you can do ruffles, or you could get the 10-inch mesh and do curlies. You can do the little petals. you can use the smaller mesh and put little petals in. Or you can take what's left of your mesh here and you can go from bottom to top like this, and then just make almost like a third level. See how it kind of goes in between, and you would just keep going from top to bottom like this. Just undo your tie, put it down, tie it back. The only problem with this is there's a possibility you'll run out before you get to the end. So, you know, just be careful not to make your puffs too big. Like that. And I like to do this if the mesh is kind of thin. So, in this case, it is a little bit thin, so I'm gonna. You can also do every other one if it looks like you're not gonna have enough. So, let's see. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not putting a bunch in there. I'm just kind of making sure I have enough to do, you know, like a decent loop. That. See how much fuller it makes it here? And it really does cover so that you can't see that base anymore. So this is a great way to take care of that problem. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to have quite enough, so I'm not going to do every single one. I'm kind of going to go diagonal. But you know, sometimes you get a roll and there's just a lot on the roll. So, okay. See, and this will work just fine. See, that still works really well. So, I will just keep going. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have enough to do every one. So, go down here. And I'm going to be adding a lot onto here, so. But I tell you, it's always a good idea when you're going to do a wreath to get two of any mesh that you're working on, because you just never know what could happen, and you might need another one, and then you're stuck not being able to finish because you don't have another one. And I can tell you, that's happened to me many times, and it is a very frustrating problem to have. So, I would always advise, here, let's just pull this off the roll. Okay, I love this color. There we go. Alright, so we'll just keep going around. Until we run out. See, I'm just going right back into this tie here, putting it down. It's okay, Bella. Alright. That. Well, we might be able to get one or two more. Okay. Okay, one more. And I think we'll we'll be ready to start decorating. Ooh, it gets curly at the end. Alright. There we go. There. Okay. So I'm going to put it down this last one. Right here. And then I'm going to take this little bit right here, pull it around to the back, get one of my zip ties, and tie it down. So we certainly don't want it to come loose. And you can trim off any excess. But see, I tell you, another great thing about this is that it really helps so that you're not left with little remnants. I kept having a problem where I just had like 20, little bits of extra mesh, and I just had to figure out a way to stop doing that because I just was running out of room. And yes, I do keep some and I use some on certain projects, but I was never going to use all of that. So with this, it just makes it so it's easier for you not to have a whole bunch of extra. So I'll just kind of go around and make sure everything's all fluffed out. Looks good. Do you see how full that is? And see, you really cannot see the base. You can see it a little tiny bit, but not very well. And the thing is that by the time we get our ribbon on here, and especially when we get our sign on here, you're not going to see anything. But you see, this is a really full wreath, and so it looks fine with this really big sign. So, now, we're going to cut some ribbon. Let's see. So I've got several different kinds of ribbon that we're going to use. I'm going to cut them, I think we're going to do, let's see, we need to do 12 or 14. Let's see, that's 12. We might actually do 14. Okay, so I think we're going to do 14-inch ribbons just because this is such a full wreath. So I will pull out my 7-inch cardboard that I have covered in duct tape. And the reason I do that, if you haven't seen me cut these before, is I will put my ribbon, see now this already has a top cut, and I will just twist it around here, and that makes a 14-inch streamer. So I'll just pull it around like this. This is a pretty ribbon. Okay. And then I can just cut it at the top. And because I have duct tape on it, I can slide my scissors right through and just cut it off. And that quickly, I made 4. So then I can just fold them over, cut at an angle to make a little detail. Just like that. Okay. And there I have 4 ribbons already done. So see, oh, look how pretty that's going to be on there. Okay, so I am going to continue cutting my ribbons, and then when I come back we'll put the ribbons on, and then we'll put some of our little tubing on, and then we'll put our sign on, and we'll have a fall wreath. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gotten the ribbon cut. So what I will do is I will just grab a couple ribbons together and just find the middle, pinch it. And I'm actually going to start on the outer layer, and I'll just open the tie back up, put the ribbon in, and then I'm going to tie it about 3 times. Like that. And then I'm going to spread out my ribbon. I really want you to be able to see both. So I will kind of pull it up like this. See, like that? You see how well that makes it so you can see the ribbon? Okay, then I'll just go on to the next one. I want to get some splashes of this in here. So, just pinch it in the middle. Open up my tie. Put it down. Tie it back. Good amount of times. And then spread my ribbons out. Because I want you to be able to see both. Like that. There we go. So I'll just keep going around doing the same thing. I like to put 2 separate ones together. That. Open that tie up. And put it down. Okay. There we go. So see, all you're doing is just pinching them so that you can see that detail. So I will keep going around doing the bottom. And then when I come back, we will, we're going to put our sign in. I'm going to put the sign in first, and then I'm going to do the rest of the ribbons, because I think there'll be a couple that we probably will need to skip. I don't really like it when I have ribbons that are crammed in behind my sign. And that's a personal preference. I mean, you know, you're welcome to do all the ribbons, and that's fine. So I'll keep putting these on, and then when I come back, we'll do the sign. And we're also going to put in some of our tubing. So I'll be back very shortly. Okay, I've gotten all the bottom in. So we will go ahead and work on our sign, and then we're going to put the rest of our streamers in. But I want to show you how I'm going to put this sign on. Okay, so it comes with, ignore the puppies. Okay, so it comes with a couple little hooks on the back. So we can definitely use those for the top. I'll just cut this and use half on one side and half on the other side. So, because this string right here will actually work pretty well. So I'll just tie that. There we go, and we can use that if it will, if it will stretch long enough. But we still need something for the bottom. So what I like to do is figure out, okay, where am I going to put it? So I can put one right here and one right here. Okay. So all I did was figure out where I can tie it on. I want to have at least 4 points when I'm tying something like this on. It just makes it a lot better. And I'm actually going to use a pipe cleaner to tie this on. There we go. Now you can use wire too, or any kind of rope. But this is what we're going to do today. So what I'll do is find the middle. Just like that. And then I'm going to use my stapler. So I just set my stapler down in this corner. I want, whoops, look at that. I think I sort of missed the pipe cleaner, but that's okay, I slipped it in. Okay, so I want at least 2 of them, like that. And then what I will do is I will tie that around a couple times. I just want to make sure it's not going to come off. So I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Just put my stapler down. Now this is just a heavy duty stapler. There's nothing special about it. Oops, I think I'm out of staples. Try that again. Okay, there we go. So I've got my staples on, and I'm just gonna tie this just like I did the other side, just like that. If you're worried any, you can put a little dab of glue on it. It's just strictly up to you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my mesh aside, and I'm just gonna tie this directly to my frame. And I will tie it down, and then I will show you from the back what it looks like. Now I want it to be pretty snug on there, but I don't want it to completely mash my mesh either. Okay, so I'll just kind of tie that around. I'll go to this other side. I'll do the same thing. So just move my mesh aside right here and just run it through the frame like that. Okay. I want it to be pretty even on both sides. There we go. Alright. So we got the bottom down. Now let's get the top down. Whoop. I have ribbon stuck. There we go. Alright. So I'll do the same thing. I'll come up here. I will go underneath my mesh here, and I will tie this down. Alright. Okay. I'm just tying it down. Then I'll just hide that back there and fluff that back up. Same thing on this side. So just move that mesh, find that frame, and tie it around. Just like that. Okay. So see there. There we go. See, now it's tied in. I'll show you from the back. So here's where I tied in the top. Right down there. And the bottom is right there and right there. Okay? So I will make sure everything is where I want it to be. Yes. Alright. Now I can finish adding in my ribbon. And I want to put some of these in. So I'll just bring my ribbon back. Okay. And I'll put some more ribbon So I just do the same thing, put them together, fold them over, and put it in. And I will tie several times now, like 3 or 4, and then I will fluff up my ribbon because I want to be able to see that. Like that. So I'll just go around doing the same thing. There we go. I'm going to kind of turn this ribbon sideways so that you can still see my sign. Like maybe hide it behind there. And what you can do is you can just put like a little dab of glue on it just to make sure that, you know, you're still going to be able to see the sign, because you don't want it to cover the sign. I really don't think I'm going to put one here. I want to get some of this up here. Whoops, I think I dropped some ribbon. Yep. Alright, so I'll just put one here and one here. And then that'll be it for the ribbon. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to cut some of this tubing. So I've already cut a few of the blue, and I'm just going to cut it at about 30 inches. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to cut 3 of each. Just like that. Okay. And I'll leave that aside. Alright. Let me put this ribbon in real quick. Alright, so I'll put this one in at the top. I want to get a couple of these at the top so I can get a little bit more of that teal blue in that. It's so pretty. Okay. I'm going to keep these together because I don't want them to interfere excuse me, with the wreath. So I'll probably put one up and one down like that. There we go. I think I will move this one. I'm going to put this one up here. Right there. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to move the ribbon so you can see it, but it doesn't interfere with my sign. Like that. And then I will put the other blue one. The reason I moved that is because I want to put the other blue one down here. I want to have a couple pops of that blue. So I'll cut one more of this little small one. There we go. Okay. put this here. Put this one down. Alright. And then we will adjust it so you can still see our sign. There we go. Alright. Now, the only thing we have left to do, oh, we do have one more tie we can use. I don't know if we're going to use that. So what we can do is take our tubing and just make almost like you're going to do a package. So I just do it like this, like you're making a package. And then I will kind of twist it around a little bit. And then I will open up a tie. And I will put it down. There. There we go. Just like that. See, then we have a little pop of color. So I'll just do the same thing with the blue. And I want to make my loops as large as I can make them. So, whoops, that side's too big. There we go. So twist it. And the only reason I'm twisting it is just to keep it together. So I'll put this down and then tie it back. There we go. See, and we have some little color there. Alright. I am going to put one in this that we didn't put, except I'm going to use the orange. Where's the orange? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to put some orange in where we didn't put a tie. There we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. Make sure those are not obstructing anything. This one has some color there. Let's add a blue over here. So, that. Add a little bit more there. Okay. Here we go. So we didn't put a tie in this one, so I will put a blue one over here. There we go. So we got a little pop of color there. Okay. So we have one more orange. No, we have one more blue too. Okay. So okay. Let's put the other blue, let's see, let's do it here. So all I was doing is kind of trying to make them at opposite ends. Just kind of helps. There. Cute. All right. Now, you could stop there. You could add some additional little things in here. One thing that you can do is you can get these little cute little balls, and they have these at Hobby Lobby. And what you can do is take these and stick them in the end of your little things here, like that. Isn't that cute? And then you would want to put a little bit of glue on them, but it's just a cute little extra detail that you can add in. You can get it in this blue color that you could put in. I think this is so cute. You wouldn't have to put them in all if you didn't want to. Just some. Like that. I tell you, this is a really great thing to do because you can buy ties like this, but boy, they're expensive. So you can just make your own. Just buy these little balls and just add it on yourself. Just adds a cute little detail like that. I like that. So let's see, let's lift this up. So that's what it looks like. I think he turned out real cute. So let me know what you thought. And I will be back again soon with some more wreaths that I'm planning to work on. I'll see you soon. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.